On what seems like a normal day, Mr. Chan left home at 7:45.
Hurry up, you have ordered birthday.
Yes, I know, Mom. Okay, bye-bye, Mom.
However, Mr. Chan was carrying a heavy burden.
Give me a chance, boss.
I can't. I've given you so many chances.
But, sir,
He had been unemployed for months and was heavily in debt of 400,000 Hong Kong dollars.
Mom,
Why are you so early today?
I have something to tell you.
You say I'm watching TV.
It's serious.
This may lead to an unpleasant confrontation between Mr. and Mrs. Chan from 10:45 to 19:45.
What? You have been lying to me? How much money?
$400,000. I need
What?
your help.
You're
I need
a
your help.
liar and you're not my son.
Mom, please.
No, get off my side. I won't help you.
Please,
Go
Mom.
off.
Mr. Chan snapped. In psychological distress, Mr. Chan began to have an impulsive urge to hurt or murder his mother. Mr. Chan walked into the kitchen and grabbed a cold metal knife from the knife rack, a knife no less than 19 inches with a sharp, clean blade. Mr. Chan then entered the living room.
What's with the knife? Do you think I'm scared?
He then stabbed Mrs. Chan while she was sitting on the sofa cushion. Then he slashed and stabbed her multiple times. These projected impact patterns on the calendar close to the sofa. Mrs. Chan's body was left on the sofa for a pretty long time, causing in the middle cushion to be heavily stained. She eventually died due to a fatal wound in the left chest. After the attack, Mr. Chan used a quilt to carry Mrs. Chan to her own bedroom. This was deducted from a second quilt found under the deceased body. Finding white marks of blood on the calendar and on the walls in the living room, the forensic team has also deducted that Mr. Chan has attempted to clean the primary scene. Mr. Chan also flipped the middle cushion to the opposite side and flipped the calendar to a different page. Mr. Chan went back to his mother's bedroom and attempted to commit suicide by cutting his left wrist with the knife, spilling blood on Mrs. Chan's feet and drawers next to the bed. Mr. Chan also stabbed a hole on the bed, a sign of anger, pain, or guilt. However, his suicide attempt failed, and he went to take the cling film from the living room wall cabinet, leaving vertical drips of his blood on the bedroom floor and on the cling film box. Mr. Chan returned with the cling film and wraps it around his left wrist. He then attempted a second suicide by cutting himself in the neck, leaving a knife and cling film on the bed. However, he did not die immediately and was eventually found by his sister. In panic, Miss Chen went to find her neighbor, Mr. Chen, a decoration worker who called the police. The police force later attended the scene at 10:47 p.m.